Please all rise for the national anthem of the United States of America, sung by Zoya Afridi. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Please continue to remain standing for the Pakistan national anthem. First, a flute solo by Javeria Khan, and then the chorus, the APPNA Youth Chorus. Thank you.
पाक सरजमीन शाद बाद, किश्वर हसीन शाद बाद, तू निशानी अज़्मे आलिशान अर्ज़े पाकिस्तान, मरकज़े यकीन शाद बाद। पाक सरजमीन का निज़ाम कूदते कूदते हुआम, कमल सल्तनत पाइंदा तबिंदाबाद, शादबाद मंज़िले मुराद, परचमे सितारा ओ हिलाल,
will now have the recitation of the Holy Quran and translation in English.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور الذي خلق 7 سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير وللذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير إذا ألقوا فيها سمعوا لها شهيقا وهي تفور.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Blessed is he in whose hand is the dominion, and he is able to do all things, who has created death and life, that he may test you which of you is best indeed. And he is the Almighty, the oft-forgiving, who has created the 7 heavens one above another. You can see no fault in the creations of the most beneficent. Then look again. Can you see any rifts? Then look again, and yet again your sight will return to you in a state of humiliation and worn out. And indeed we have adorned the nearest heaven with lamps, and we have made such lamps as missiles to drive away the devils, and have prepared for them the torment of the blazing fire. And for those who disbelieve in the Lord is the torment of hell, and who indeed is that destination. When they are cast therein, they will hear the terrible drawing in of its breath as it blazes forth.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. On behalf of APPNA Alliance, I welcome you all here to our annual summer banquet in the beautiful Sunshine State of Florida. We have a lot of fun things in store for you, and to accompany you tonight on this adventurous journey is our very talented Master of Ceremonies for the night. Mo Sabri is a singer, rapper, and poet from Johnson City, Tennessee. He receives millions of YouTube views and has been featured on major networks including BBC, MTV Networks, and Huffington Post. Sabri's debut album, released in January 2012, became the 5th highest-selling artist on the iTunes World Chart for a week. Sabri performs at universities, festivities, and events across the world. In February of 2013, he was also invited to Washington, D.C. to attend an interfaith breakfast with the President of the United States. Mo Sabri's style of catchy hip-hop spreads a positive message to youth and adults alike. His lyrics are witty and poetic, but still manages to convey a spiritual message in a fun and very thoughtful way. All of his performances are fun, unique, and refreshing. Mo Sabri's artistry is perhaps best seen in the lyrics of his song, Heaven is Where Her Heart Is, Aisha. When he says, whenever you want, we can go to Umrah, hop on a jet, just go to Jummah. We could live the good life. I'm talking about the Sunnah. And when I write this music, I do it for my Ummah. Mo Sabri's music can be found on his YouTube channel and downloaded on iTunes. Without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Mo Sabri.
Check, check. APPNA Alliance 2013. Welcome to the beautiful city of Orlando, Florida. I'm really happy to be here today and see all you beautiful people. My name is Mo Sabri, or the Daisies call me Mo Sabri. I come from a city called Johnson City, Tennessee. I want to know, where did everyone come from today? Is anyone here from the West Coast? Make some noise. All right, we got the West Coast. What about the East Coast? Make some noise. Dang, there's a lot of people from there. What about the Midwest? All right. Now, what about the dirty South? Where y'all at? All right, anyone here from Florida? Make some noise. All right, cool. Well, for everyone who got a little extra screening at the airport, I feel your pain. My name is Mo Sabri, and today's theme is Think Globally, Act Locally. And to me, I feel passionate about this because I think as Pakistanis, we should think globally, act locally. So a bit about myself is I'm from East Tennessee, a small town called Johnson City. Has anyone heard of that? Yeah? Oh, I'm surprised. I didn't think anyone would hear from it. But Johnson City is a small town in East Tennessee, and for me, I'm very passionate about where I'm from. I'm very passionate to be Pakistani, and I'm really glad to be here today and tell you about my experiences to introduce this theme today. So I thought about what's going on in the world today and how I can affect it and how I can change things for the better. I am a musician, and I guess I'm a rapper, as people call me, but I like to make music, and I like to do something with my music. So my way of affecting, I guess, the world would be through my music, to have a message with my music. And in East Tennessee, we have, it's considered the buckle of the Bible Belt. Not just in the Bible Belt, but the belt buckle. So it's a very, I'd say, non-diverse area. But me, myself, being a Pakistani, I want to represent us properly there. So what I did, I saw how I'm different, but I also saw how we're all more similar than different. So in East Tennessee, the majority of people there are Christian. And as Muslims, we believe in the prophets, and we believe in Jesus. So I wrote a song called I Believe in Jesus, and this song I was thinking globally and acting locally. It really made a big splash in East Tennessee, and it was really a big blessing for it to have gotten to where it's gotten. Right now it's currently, I think, over 1 million views on YouTube, and as she said earlier, it ended up me performing it for Congress, and I was invited to the National Prayer Breakfast with President Obama in February. And I was actually really excited because just yesterday, the Washington Post did a big article about it. But what it shows more so than just the success is that if we think globally and we act locally in our communities, we can really make a big difference. We don't have to do everything big on a national level. I think APPNA is such a great thing. And the best part about it is that we're able to implement it in small communities, in every community. For example, in East Tennessee, we had a free clinic day, and I even volunteered there myself. And it was so beautiful to see, East Tennesseans with whatever stereotypes you may think of, but they came and they received free health care, and I guess their perceptions about Pakistanis just changed. And I noticed that there's only a bond between a physician and a patient. There's only a special type of bond that only those two can have. And I saw that there that day. And I think this whole theme is the most important thing to me, and I'm very passionate about it. And we actually have a bunch of great speakers here today. We have Warda Siddiqui. She'll be representing misrepresentation. We have the president of APPNA Alliance. And we have Rahila Zafar, the keynote speaker. So first, I would like to introduce Warda Siddiqui. She is in an organization called Misrepresentation. And the goal of Misrepresentation is a social media campaign to properly represent men and women who are misrepresented. So without further ado, please give a warm round of applause for Warda Siddiqui.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening. My name is Warda Zara Siddiqui. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I am Nevada's representative leader, as well as the founder, president, and chairwoman of Nevada's Misrepresentation chapter. Misrepresentation is an organization dedicated to combating the social injustices towards men and women in the media. Tonight, I will present about the organization and ways you can help spread awareness. Before I begin, I'd like to thank Mrs. Hajra Kazi for giving me the opportunity to talk to all of you tonight. I'd first like to start off with a question. How many of you have children who are in middle school, high school, or are about to approach this impressionable age? I'm assuming a lot of you do. Well, actually, I see a lot of hands. That's great. Okay, so a lot of people refer to this as the age of change. But what do they mean by change? Is it the physical changes, or is it the social changes? Well, tonight, we will focus primarily on your child's social interactions. I know many of you may remember going to school, but how about tonight I'm going to give you our perspective of our first day of school. So picture this. It's the first day of school, you walk into your classroom, you meet your teacher, and you see a bunch of kids. Fast forward to lunchtime. You're sitting with these kids, you're talking to them, and you guys end up being really good friends. At the end of the day, you guys exchange Facebook information, Instagram, and Twitter, and boom, you have more friends and more followers. That's great, right? Well, this basic situation shows that the media is a part of your child's everyday life. So Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook are all powered by one thing, the internet. I'm sure a lot of you have iPhones and Blackberries, Android, etc. That's your key to the internet. In the next slide, I'm going to show you the average amount that a teenager consumes in the media. Here we go. The numbers are really big, okay? An average American teenager spends 31 hours a week watching TV, 17 hours a week listening to music, 3 hours a week watching movies, 4 hours a week reading magazines, 10 hours a week online. That's 10 hours and 45 minutes of media consumption a day. This is just a taste of what the average American teen is exposed to in the media. The media essentially has enough influence to become a third parent in your household because it teaches your child things beyond what they learn in school and what they learn at home. Though there may be some positive influences from the media, there are many negative influences, especially that of the false representation of individuals in our society. To illustrate the negative influence of the media, I've comprised a set of images of people you should know from Bollywood. How many of you guys love Bollywood over here? Raise your hand. There we go. Okay. So here we have the progression of the Bollywood hero. We have Rajesh Khanna and Amitabh Bachchan, Hrithik Roshan and Salman Khan. Though they're all great actors, there's one primary difference. Whereas Amitabh Bachchan and Rajesh Khanna were not expected to have a six-pack, biceps, as Bollywood heroes, Hrithik Roshan and Salman Khan are expected to have biceps and are supposed to have a six-pack. This shows that men in our society are supposed to look like this, and your sons are influenced by this rationale. So keep this in mind when you see the next slide. So here we have a set of images of Bollywood actresses. We have the elegant and beautiful Madhubala from, we have the beautiful and elegant Madhubala alongside Kareena Kapoor and Mallika Sherawat. Now, old Indian actresses were known for their natural beauty, their realistic figure, and their elegant poses. However, in the current era, we now focus on women who have had cosmetic surgery to construct their face to appear beautiful, who are supposed to have extremely skinny bodies. And if you can tell, the majority of their poses are more sexualized than that of old Bollywood actresses. This shows that women are supposed to be figures of beauty rather than intellectuals, and this rationale influences many of your daughters. Now, what are the effects of these false representations? Well, it's a lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, and a lack of motivation. And this is among youth, the current youth. And what do these lead to? 53% of 13-year-old girls are unhappy with their bodies. That number increases to 78% by age 17. I can definitely say as a teenage girl, I've seen a lot of my friends complain about the way they look. And I can say for a fact it's the worst feeling when someone will make a comment about the way I look. So this idea ties back to the fact that women are supposed to have an extremely skinny body according to the media. This is why 53% of girls, 13-year-old girls, are unhappy with themselves. The fact that the rates of depression among girls and women have doubled between 2000 and 2010 also correlates to the lack of confidence and self-esteem due to the media's image that women are supposed to be beautiful, they're supposed to be super skinny. So definitely, the media has affected people in such a profound way. Now, 17% of teens engage in cutting and self-injurious behavior. This fact also correlates to the lack of confidence, the self-esteem issues, and the lack of motivation. So essentially, the media is showing us that we are supposed to have match such unrealistic expectations, and it's hurting us more than anything. Now, 35% of teenage boys use protein powders and 6% use steroids for muscle enhancement. This fact correlates to the way in which men are expected to have a certain physique. They're supposed to have six-packs, they're supposed to have biceps and all of that. So all of this impact from the media gravitates to the central focus of tonight's presentation, misrepresentation. The film was directed by Jennifer Seville Newsom, and it explores the way in which false media portrayals affect young girls. It advocates that girls should focus beyond the looks, beyond beauty, and beyond all of that, and become successful and empowering young women. The organization originated from the film. We had a lot of positive viewers, and they were very eager to help out. So Jennifer Seville Newsom also founded the organization in 2008, and it's a catalyst for culture change against the false representations in the media. The objective is to stand up against sexism in both the media and community. It advocates that individuals should be valued for their talents as opposed to their appearances. The following clip you're going to see is from the documentary itself. Please pay close attention. Thank you very much.
The media is the message and the messenger, and increasingly a powerful one.
In a world of 1 million channels, people try to do more shocking and shocking things to break through the clutter. They resort to violent images, or sexually offensive images, or demeaning images.
When is it gonna be enough?
There is no appreciation for women intellectuals. It's all about the body, not about the brain.
You all saw the photo from the weekend of Hillary looking so haggard and looking like 92 years old.
Breast implants. Did you have them or not?
If you waterboarded Nancy Pelosi, she wouldn't admit to plastic surgery.
The fact that media are so derogatory to the most powerful women in the country, then what does it say about media's ability to take any woman in America seriously?
I have close friends that will go to the bathroom and put on like 10 pounds of makeup, and you're at school to learn.
As a culture, women are brought up to be fundamentally insecure. Media creates consciousness, and if what gets put out there that creates our consciousness is determined by men, we're not going to make any progress.
Little boys and little girls, when they're 7 years old, an equal number want to be president of the United States when they grow up. But then you ask the same question when they're 15, and you see this massive gap emerging.
We're shortchanging voices that are urgently needed in public forums from ever getting to the table.
As the most powerful country in the world, if you're not standing for the right values and for the right principles, that's a loss for the world.
You get a woman in the Oval Office, most powerful person in the world, what's the downside?
You mean besides the PMS and the mood swings?
The media treats women like shit, and it's horrible, and it's like, I don't know how we survive it. I don't know how we rise above it.
I tremble.
You can't be what you can't see.
It's extremely important for women to be writing their own stories and giving them to people to really emotionally become impacted by.
The media can be an instrument of change. It can awaken people and change minds. It depends on who's piloting the plane.
Keeps beating like a hammer.
Now that you guys have just seen a preview of the documentary Misrepresentation, I'm now going to talk to you a little bit about what we do. So essentially, a lot of us hold screenings of the documentary. It could be on a local basis, or it could be just as big as holding it in a movie theater. It depends on the representative who's hosting it. In addition, we advocate for positive media, and we do this by our Facebook account, which posts daily articles about sexism and about positive influences in the media. And we've also edited the film to accommodate schools. So part of that includes educating young kids about how to use the media in a more helpful way. In addition, we spread awareness through social media, such as Twitter, Instagram. We post pictures of things we like. We post things of companies that advocate our cause. Also, of course, we do presentations like the one I'm doing today. That's great. And, misrepresentation is not just about women. Many people think that, but it's absolutely not true. This year, we are releasing the newest documentary called The Mask You Live In. It explores the extremities of masculinity and and it advocates that men are beyond the muscles and beyond what they're seen as in the media. They're emphatic beings, and and paternity is also good as maternity. As concerned parents, all of you must be wondering how you can help your child to succeed to his or her full potential. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to do that. First, you can visit our webpage, which is misrepresentation.org. Click on the Take Action link, and you're going to see a page that looks like this. And then you should click on the Conversation Starters link, And that's going to help you talk to your teen about body image, social interactions, alongside media exposure. And essentially, communication is key to helping your child succeed to their full potential. Without your help, your child will be defenseless, and that's one of the worst things that can happen. I can definitely agree that my parents have helped me a lot, and I'm really thankful for how they've been helpful in my academic and my social life. So please communicate with your child, because the better they are emotionally, the more confident they will be in taking on the real world. On a final note, I would like to thank all of you for your kind attention, and I hope that you can take a bit of this presentation into your household, because your children and you are an important part of a changing culture. Thank you so much, and have a good night.